Superheroes typically fight until they are either killed in battle or forced into a grim, lonely isolation. But atop the western spire in the Empire of Relv, the founders of the realm have established a different kind of sanctuary. Inside the spire's lounge, the veteran defenders spend their days drinking Mai Tais and watching old DVDs of their own adventures. The air is thick with the scent of alien botanicals, as they prioritize leisure over the grueling demands of statecraft. They utilize a technology from the sea people to ingest these substances, floating, smoke-filled bubbles that allow the elders to breathe water and smoke simultaneously. Figures like Thora, Thomas, and Korsk have completely stepped away from the front lines. They are now career veterans of relaxation, largely disinterested in the ongoing political struggles of the Empire. While the realm's most lethal warriors remain incapacitated by choice, a separate, highly active entity continues to strike down every threat to the crown. The Elders achieved this total withdrawal by institutionalizing a defense mechanism designed specifically to replace them on the battlefield. The next generation learns the core rule of the defense force. Becoming the Lambda requires 0 genetic mutation, no magical destiny, and no inherent superpowers. This identity traces back to Earth, where Thomas Bartholomew originally stitched together leather and spandex for a Halloween party, using the costume to anonymously fight local hate crimes. Because the suit required no biological exclusivity to function, the role of the hero became a piece of highly transferable hardware rather than a unique personal attribute. The components of the suit, the heavy black helmets, capes, and tactical belts, are designed to erase the individual underneath. Once the armor is locked in, the specific identity of the wearer becomes irrelevant to the public symbol. Since the tactical power is contained entirely within a uniform, the concept of the hero is no longer tied to a single mortal lifespan. It is open-sourced, available to anyone capable of wearing the suit. The scale of this transition was revealed when the Aid Plek produced industrial clothing racks holding dozens of identical iterations of the Lambda armor. Prince Juan bypassed the need for a magical calling by simply pulling a helmet off one of these racks and stepping into the role himself. The costume soon proliferated far beyond the royal family, reaching a network of secret wives to newly adopted orphans and trainees in a hidden academy. This organizational structure allows dozens of disparate groups to operate across the empire, all utilizing the exact same visual identity to mask their origins. Mass-producing the hero makes the defense force unpredictable. The enemy can never determine how many Lambdas exist or who is actually under the mask at any given location. By treating superheroism as a franchise model, the Lambda transformed from a lone vigilante into an immortal, self-sustaining institution. Back in the smoke-filled lounge of the Western Spire, the founders watched the results of these sprawling operations from their comfortable chairs. Whenever a physical crisis strikes the castle, the Elders now flatly refuse to suit up, content to let their successors handle the violence. They manage emergencies by yelling for the younger generation to deal with it, delegating physical danger while barely looking away from their entertainment. This absolute delegation allows the founders to enjoy their romance and intoxication without the traditional guilt of abandoning those in need. Staying seated during a crisis proves the founders successfully rendered themselves obsolete on the battlefield. Forging a symbol so accessible that the next generation can instantly assume the mantle turns retirement from a fantasy into a functional reality.